Yeah, there were some moments that were just so gory and just like, there are some images that are gonna live with me for a minute. Hey everybody, how's it going out there? Welcome to Movies and Music with AJ. My name's AJ, thanks for watching. And today we're back with another horror movie reaction. We're gonna be watching Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs, which came out 30 years ago this month, back in November of 1991. So one of the first horror films I ever reacted to on this channel was Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original classic that kicked off the whole Freddy franchise. I really had a blast watching that film. It, had the scares and the gore and the things that I was expecting going in, but what I wasn't expecting was how much I was gonna laugh. It also had a lot of funny moments. And I think back to the intro I did for that video where I talked about the fact that I have watched the first two Scream films. I watched those back in the day when they came out. And then last year for the first time I watched Vampire in Brooklyn. And now that I look at the description of People Under the Stairs, it's saying that it's a horror comedy. And when it comes to watching horror on this channel, I tend to want to stick to, pure horror. I'm watching it for the scares, right? So I was a little nervous when I saw that it was a horror comedy. But if it's a horror comedy in the vein of these other Wes Craven films that I've watched, then I don't think I have anything to worry about, because those films all provided plenty of scares and thrills and chills as well as the laughs. And I really don't know a whole lot about this film. I mean, pretty much all I know is that it's written and directed by Wes Craven. But really, what more than that do you need to know, honestly? In fact, the only other thing I know about this film, in fact, it's not even really about the film itself, but there's a hip-hop duo called People Under the Stairs, and I'm pretty sure that this is where they got their name from. And we are about to get into the film, but I will say before we do that, if you are into hip-hop or you're somebody who likes all kinds of music, definitely look into People Under the Stairs. They were mostly active in the early 2000s, but the first time I heard their music, I swear I thought it was from the early 90s. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Their music just really pays homage and is influenced by really the whole spectrum of early 90s hip-hop, whether it's, New York boom bap and like the more jazz-influenced hip-hop from the East Coast as well as West Coast G-Funk. They just do a really good job of incorporating it all. And so their music sounds really throwback, but really fresh at the same time. So yeah, if that sounds good to you, I would definitely start with the songs San Francisco Nights or Acid Raindrops. I feel like those are their two strongest tracks. And rest in peace, Double K. He was one of the MCs for People Under the Stairs. He passed away early this year, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a strong group. Go check them out for sure. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there before we got into the movie. But that is what we're here to do. We're here to watch a movie. So let's do that. Without further ado, this is going to be my reaction to Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs from 1991. Let's go. The People Under the Stairs. I like that, the way this title card is like light. I guess maybe light creaking through a door.
Tough road you got this year. Judgment, death, and Mr. Devil.
My understanding of tarot, though, is not that it's meant to be like fortune telling, but more that they're sort of guides. You ask a question. So like you'd say like, I feel stuck in my career. What should I do? And then you pull a card, and whatever the card is, it kind of guides you in terms of, a hint of how to approach it. And the cards all have different meanings.
What about the dog? That's Fool's companion. See his spirit barking? Fool, don't go marching over that cliff now.
If it was my dog, he would encourage me to walk off the cliff. He's a bad dog. I love him, but he's a bad dog.
Just the boy part get burned up. The rest come out the other side of man. And no one calls him fool again.
I didn't think the landlord would do this. Not now.
You shouldn't be fool.
They're about to be evicted.
But what's wrong? Nothing you can do. Go on.
Sounds like it.
Who are you?
I'm Ving Rhames.
Leroy. Friend of Ruby's. You the little brother she called fool?
The real name's Poindexter, but Ruby hung up on them tarot cards.
Did you say tarot?
Y'all been evicted. You gotta be out tomorrow midnight. Guess Ruby didn't see that one in the cards.
Don't the landlord know that Mama's sick or Ruby got babies?
Yeah, sure, he knows. He don't care. You got some money you can kick in? I know a way you can earn some. You game?
What's he got planned? What's Ving Rhames got planned? Who are these people?
Last family in the Lenox Avenue building. Then it's clear to tear down.
Oh.
We build a nice...
The landlords, I'm guessing.
Mama, what happens to the people when you make them leave their homes?
I don't believe I was speaking to you.
This family feels like cartoon villain evil, but their villainy is a very real life. I'm glad that cartoonish villainy is balanced against a very real world, very relevant motive. As a kid in the early 90s, like, dogs were scary. I didn't really become a dog person until I was an adult. But like in my neighborhood, there were just stray dogs, and if you were a kid, they would chase you, and it was scary.
He wants to be a doctor.
You can't even afford to pay rent. How the hell are you gonna afford to send him to medical school? You know your mama got a cancer in her she can't afford to have taken out?
Leroy!
But you ain't got no money, and you ain't gonna have no money unless you little snot. Don't touch me. And somebody deserved to be robbed. Somebody who don't care nothing about families. He just want to bring the wrecking ball in so he can line his pockets. The landlord, that's it. I found a treasure map last night in the back room of the liquor store me and Spencer hit.
A treasure map?
Same guy who owns the liquor store owns this building and half the buildings in the ghetto. I know where your landlord lives. You heard about the gold? This is from the company that wants to buy the coins the landlord collected.
You want to be stupid, Leroy? You don't need food for that.
We got a plan for him, baby. Foolproof.
Treasure maps and gold. This is not where I expected this movie to go, but I'm down to take this journey.
You didn't lick this, did you?
No, ma'am.
Do you love your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. What?
Yes, ma'am, I love you, Mother.
Where's your fork?
Well, it must have fallen. Somewhere on the floor, maybe.
You don't know?
No, I'm sure it's on the floor. I'm sure it's right here.
I know.
So there are literally people under the stairs, and I'm guessing that's one of them.
Somebody's robbed the store.
Again?
Very tense from this.
You have one of your headaches? She's been feeding that thing between the walls again.
Oh.
Remember not to bruise her face.
Bad girls. Burn in hell.
In the first 10 minutes of this movie, I forgot that this was a horror film, but definitely turned up those vibes pretty strong in that scene. I'm thinking this is going to be one of those movies where the house itself is a character of sorts. A little frog pond.
Sorry to bother you, but I'd just like to show you some of these delicious cookies we're selling.
I'm sorry. We watch what we eat very carefully here.
Well, do you have like a bathroom I could use?
Sorry. Run along.
She wouldn't let me in.
I told you to tell her you had to piss.
She wasn't buying that.
You sent a boy to do a man's job. That's what you get.
What's he got? Oh, he's gonna be the electrician.
Got an emergency? You need to check your meter.
Passed it on your way up the drive.
Oh, that one we've already got. There's one inside the house that I need to check. See, the situation is we got a leak on the block, and it could be.
Oh, he's wearing that ring. Gave himself away.
It's just there have been an awful lot of robberies lately. Neighborhood's changing.
I completely understand.
I think he's up to something.
Something like what?
Like grabbing that coin collection for himself and cutting me out.
Cutting us out.
You something, fool.
I like this kid.
She leave him alone in the place, you gotta be kidding.
It is risky though, because what are the odds it would just be that one woman living there by herself, or that she'd be the only one home at any given time?
This breaking and entering might not be so smart. I mean, it's the first day of my 13th birthday. Could be unlucky.
13th birthday's unlucky anyway. Too old to get tit, too young to get ass. It's open right up now.
Do something, kid. Okay.
This place is weird.
See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Just the details, you know.
Let's just get out of here.
At first, we find out what's up with good old Spencer.
Man, the hell with Spencer. Let's just get out of here.
Hell with those gold coins, too, huh?
Man, there's enough room for 10 families in here.
Oh, I like this camera movement. He's got more on his level. Sort of went from the adult perspective of looking down on him, and then the camera just craned downward and put us in his perspective. It lets us know that the story at this moment went from Ving Rhames' character to this character. I didn't grow up with basements as a kid. Where I grew up, houses just didn't have them. And I feel like if my house had a basement, I'd be too creeped out to go down into it.
Spencer, you back in there? Man, stupid.
Yeah, there you go.
Or maybe you're just too chicken shit for this kind of work.
If I know anything about horror movies, it's that door is gonna close. I think we're about to meet those people living under the stairs.
And now, here it comes. Baghdad is lighting up.
Oh, the Gulf War.
Flaring up.
I remember watching the start of the second Gulf War in 2003 and seeing similar footage to that. Is that a body tripped over? Spencer is no longer for hire. There's a coin.
You can't do that, you miserable stinking thing!
This ain't right.
Yeah, why is Spencer's hair all white? What did they do to him?
Who are you?
Oh, shit.
Everyone, we gotta get out of this one! Oh no!
Whoa. That's not good. Eesh. Yeah, why would you park right in the driveway?
Leroy!
Leroy's dead too? This movie wastes no time.
Leroy!
Jesus!
I thought you were dead, Leroy. You were just laying there.
A man ain't dead just because he's laying on the floor. I was listening. Something's in there.
Oh, jeez.
God. Stay right here, right in the open, so the dog can see you.
You think I'm crazy? That mother got teeth he ain't even used yet.
You like
Hi, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Where'd he go?
I like how the dog apparently is like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. If you don't move, he can't see you. There was a brief, just for a second, I could see the dog's face as they were getting shocked. And the dog's face was crazy. Is the dog formerly known as Prince now? He kind of blew up that kid's spot though. Why did you tell him to run? He knows to run, but now he just let that guy know that there's another person in the house still.
Called you a fool.
He's a fool.
Oh, okay. So they think he's talking to him.
A dead one.
Still, shouldn't have done it. I don't need to know what's up with these people living in the basement, slashing the walls.
Get back in the cellar, you little bastard. I get the dog up here, you'll be sorry.
I don't think the dog is up to it right now.
My name's Fool. What's yours?
Alice?
You never seen a brother before?
Never had a brother.
No, I mean a black dude. There's black folks in this neighborhood.
She doesn't even know the word neighborhood.
Mommy and Daddy looked a long time to find the perfect boy child. But each one they found turned out bad. Daddy cut out the bad parts and put the boys in the cellar.
How come they haven't put you in the cellar?
I do not see or hear or speak evil.
They're yelling. What is that?
Well, that's Roach. See, Daddy hates Roach because he got out of the cellar and into the walls.
Oh, Jesus. It's like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. Wow, Ving Rhames had to deal with this guy in 2 different movies and came out on the short end of the stick both times. You know what Ving Rhames could have used to survive in this situation? It's a pair of pliers and a blowtorch.
Daddy, police out back.
Oh my God.
What?
There's not just the two.
Oh no.
God, what are they feeding you?
Well, that's the answer. Oh, he just punched the dog. Jeez. It's like how they say with a shark, if it's biting you, you punch it in the nose. Do it! Oh, nice.
Is this your place?
This dog is getting to do so much stunt work.
Do you hear something?
Thanks. He doesn't talk much, does he?
His tongue's cut out.
That might have gotten him.
You little Judah!
What I do with the mommy?
It is time to clean house! No, wait a minute!
Double use for those trick stares, huh?
Clean it up, for God's sake!
Oh. That was a good throw. What's happening? What? Oh, jeez.
You're shot. We gotta get you to a hospital.
Yeah, I thought he'd gotten hit. Gold coins.
The coin collection. Thanks, Roach.
You gonna die?
Roach!
Shut the f up!
What the hell's wrong with him?
That's what's wrong. Oh. Between the treasure maps and the gold and the booby traps, this feels a little bit Goonies, but the Wes Craven horror edition. Why do I feel like these candles? This feels like this has to end with this house going up in flames, right?
Get away from the wall!
Get away from the wall! Oh no, the dog! It's gonna get... Yeah. That was definitely Prince, not Fool. Oh, that dog is a really good actor. Why do I feel like if Jim Carrey had gotten more dramatic earlier in his career, that this could have been a Jim Carrey role. Or he's still alive?
Oh, shit.
You killed Prince!
What were you doing with him? Come here.
Alice.
If these had come from anybody else, I'd tan your hide and make you take them straight back. Well, figuring the rarity of these, you do have enough to pay your rent for a while, say to the year 2000, and your mama's operation. You be careful. That brother-sister act you messed with are evil, plain and simple.
Wait a minute, brother and sister?
Brother, sister?
Brother and sister. Craziest family you ever heard of. The more money they got, the greedier they got. The greedier they got, the crazier they got.
I fully expected that this movie would end, like the whole rest of this movie was going to be in this house and him trying to get away, and he would, kill them or something. He'd get away somehow in some grand fashion. But yeah, we got another 30 minutes left, and I have no idea where this is going to go or how it's going to end.
Gotta get a new dog tomorrow.
Good big one.
Here to save Alice.
Night, Mama.
Night, Daddy. Say your prayers like a good boy.
Oh.
If I should kill before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take.
It's a trap. Oh no. She's expecting them to jump out any minute. No? Oh, there they are. Use the poker. Alice is up in the attic. That's what it sounded like.
Alice. You okay? Shh. Get down.
Daddy! Come down from there and help me to bed!
Yeah, I felt like that sort of thing was implied earlier.
Listen, Alice. They're not your real parents. What? They're not. Not even husband and wife. They stole you. A bunch of rotten baby snatchers.
What do we do now?
The dynamite?
Look. This place is one big bomb.
He's got them all over the house.
You should have let me kill her.
You stay away from Alice.
She did it with him, I know it.
Not my little girl. What is that?
Why the costume, though?
Hold it. I think I hear something.
Yeah, he's about to get home alone, I think. I mean, get out while you can, you know?
Shotgun. Set those kids free.
He's got the gun.
Hold it right there! Where is that little bastard? We will get him out of our house! Go to hell!
You know a prayer? Say it.
It's a pretty good line.
My name is Ruby Williams, and I represent the Association of People who have been unjustly evicted, exploited, and generally f***ed over.
Your goddamn business!
Kiss your ass goodbye, boy.
Police, open up!
Oh, that's the grandpa, isn't it? I recognize the voice.
Just want to finish saying our piece, ma'am.
Not only are you bad landlords, but 10 times worse. You stolen the children from our community for your own sick needs.
All I see are a couple of...
Hey, Ruby, right here.
Is that right?
Did not see this coming.
Shoot us all?
You do.
Oh!
You want to give me something?
Saw some cash there too. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's like Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales. Just like jump right in, start swimming.
No wonder there's no money in the ghetto.
And I see you, dearie.
I'd like to think that's the creator of the Freddy franchise paying homage to the Jason franchise. The people are coming up from under the stairs.
You hurt your mother.
You're not my mother.
I know what you're doing. You're counting that money. You're letting it roll through your fingers.
Don't be crazy now. Got no dynamite back there to blow you sky high.
Kiss your ass goodbye, boy.
This is gonna rain money now, isn't it? How's it still in one piece? Oh no. Yeah, I had a feeling this was gonna end with the house up in flames.
You okay?
Feel like $1 million.
What happens to these guys though? You know, it's interesting. This is the second movie I've watched that came out in 1991, the other one being Boys in the Hood, where gentrification was a major topic of the film. It's a theme that was definitely touched upon in Boys in the Hood, but here it's just full on like a major part of the story. And like I said, both films came out in 91, so it's interesting that that was something that apparently was on a lot of creators' minds at the time. You know, I'm too young to have remembered living through the early 90s, but I do remember learning years later that this period of time, the economy was not great. I don't know if we were in a full-on recession, but it was like recession-ish. If I'm remembering right, I'm thinking that's why George Bush Sr. only served one term and Clinton was able to come in. I think he was campaigning on the economy because the economy was just not doing great. And people just wanted to change, given that Bush had been Reagan's VP for 8 years and then he served 4 years as the president. I'm thinking by the late 80s, early 90s, the whole Reaganomics thing was proving itself to not be what it was originally sold as, or at least what people thought it was going to be. You know, a lot of people had fallen through the cracks. You know, a lot of people weren't doing well economically. But yeah, the fact this movie talks so much about gentrification and by extension wealth inequality, and you know these people are hoarding all this wealth while, you know, Fool even says at one point, no wonder there's no money in the ghetto. Yeah, obviously this was satire. It made no attempt to hide that. It was in your face about, you know, what its beliefs and the message that it was putting out there. I actually really admire just how in your face it was about that. Didn't feel the need to tiptoe around its themes. But yeah, just looking back on it, you know, this being 1991, you know, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I feel like for myself, you know, especially just, you know, reading the news, I feel like I can get in this mind frame where, you know, you want to live in the present and you assume that, you know, every problem or issue that is facing society at this given moment, like this is the first time we're dealing with it. But you forget a lot of this stuff has been happening. You know, gentrification's been a problem, wealth inequality has been a problem, and filmmakers and artists have had things to say about it since then. Yeah, I'm kind of glad this movie came out before social media was a thing. Can you imagine the backlash? Seems like people nowadays are just so just like itching to have something to be angry about online. And a movie like this, which just shows its cards entirely, it has no interest in hiding what its politics are. I feel like a movie like this would get so much negative backlash. But it's interesting to think about in two ways in terms of, you know, there's people who, you know, kind of in the same way how I said, like, we want to pretend that, you know, an issue, we're dealing with it for the first time right now because I'm alive to deal with it. You know, in the way that I kind of make that mistake, I feel like there's a lot of people who make that mistake in the opposite way, where they're pretending like this generation is the first time that anyone's ever made political art. You know, like, you know, if a TV show or a film nowadays has even just a tinge of politics in terms of what it's about, people want to just yell and scream and say, this is like political. Can't we go back to when art wasn't political, as if that was ever a reality? I mean, this film is just a perfect example to me. Like, you know, if this film were made today, I can't even imagine, you know, how many social media fights it would spark. But yeah, I do appreciate, though, that this film despite having this message and being very about this message, it also took the time to be really entertaining. It hit all the beats that you want from a horror comedy. Yeah, there were some moments that were just so gory and just like, there's some images that are gonna live with me for a minute, you know? But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out, call it a day for today. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you want to follow along with more of my movie reactions, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Signing out for today, this has been Movies and Music with AJ. My name's AJ. Thanks for watching and have a good day.